What was the most amazing athlete that you work with that made the biggest shift?
Okay. Probably, I mean, there's been a few. Probably the key one was I worked with the Great Britain pistol shooting team. And
Shooting?
Pistol shooting, yeah, shooting.
Okay.
It's 10 meters with a pellet, not real bullets. But
Yes.
It's still hard if it hit you. And I knew nothing about that before I started. But the thing I found out was that shooting is such a mental sport, because once you've got the technique of shooting, it's just you, the gun, and the target.
Yes.
There's no wind. There's no opponents pushing you. There's
you.
nothing. It's just you. And yeah, the gun and obviously the target, and those don't change. So it's just basically the only thing that can change is the individual shooter and the mind. It's such a mental sport. So I started working with them in 2011, and there's one particular guy, and I have his permission to say this. And normally I don't give the names of my clients because it's very confidential, but I have his permission. His name is Michael Gort, and when I started working with him, he had won 17 medals in the Commonwealth Games. Now the Commonwealth Games, think of it as the Olympic Games, but just for the countries that were part of the British Commonwealth. So he'd won 17 medals, and he was at this point, he was in his late 50s. And in 2014, in Glasgow, Scotland, there was the Commonwealth Games, and he at this point was, I think, 59 or 60, and it was his last competition. And he needed one more medal to equal the record that was set by another shooter, an Australian guy. And the way shooting, so I'd done some work with him over 2 or 3 years, and the way shooting works is you have 60 shots, and the top 8 people go into the final. So he was shooting really badly, but he managed to just about get in the final. And then you have something like 3/4 of an hour to an hour between the end of the qualifying round and the actual final. And he said, Jeremy, I need some help, basically. So we found somewhere quiet, which wasn't easy, but we found somewhere quiet. And I did some work with him, which I don't know if the people watching this will know about NLP. It's a topic called anchoring.
Anchoring, yes.
And
they will know.
They know. Okay, so basically,
some will know in the masterclass.
Exactly.
They will learn.
And it's basically how to get in the right state.
Yes.
And not only that, so I did some anchoring with him, so he knew how to feel confident and calm and relaxed, which is what he wanted to feel.
That was missing in the previous competition.
Yes. And the other key thing, which is not directly from NLP, it's from the imagery aspects of sports psychology. We did some mental rehearsal. In NLP, they talk about future pacing. Yes. And typically, with future pacing, it's like, okay, think of a time when you're going to be shooting and see it going well, and do this, and you're setting your anchor, and everything's going to be wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful. That's not real life, because sometimes things don't go to plan. So I asked him to do mental rehearsal in all sorts of scenarios, like things going well, things going not so well, and each time he would be confident and relaxed and calm and shoot well after that. And it's a long story, but without going into all the details, there was a point in a competition where I think he was first actually, he was in the lead. And he did a shot which was 7.1, which is a disastrous shot. They were expected to get 10, or 10 plus, 10.9 is the maximum. The next shot was a 10, because he knew that this might happen, and he went straight into it to be able to do a 10. And he actually won a medal. It's quite funny actually, because he was down to the last 4, and they had 2 shots, and the person who was lowest at the end of the next 2 shots was eliminated, and finishing 4th is the worst place to be in a competition like that. Right. And he turned to the audience, and he went like that, which is like a sign of saying everything's okay, but also, and no one else knew this, that was his anchor.
His anchor, of course.
His right hand, so his anchor was on his left hand, in his pocket. So that was...
He got stronger.
He got stronger,
He
yeah.
activated the anchor.
And he said afterwards that he came third, and his words, he said he wouldn't have done it without the help. So
yes.
that, I think, was my most proud, and I still get emotional when I think about it, seeing him on the podium getting his medal, because at 59 or 60 years old, and he's just an ordinary man. He's an amateur. He just loved it, and it meant a lot to him personally. So
it was done in the moment, so it was an anchor that was done very close to the moment. So, and when he activated his trigger, he went to the right state, and it works. So NLP anchors worked and can bring medals to
they can, absolutely.